Hello, beautiful people. Viv going live at 5 from York at a weird time. I think I said last week that I've got one of my shamanic drumming circles this evening, so I won't be able to go live this evening. It's going to happen a couple of times, probably 6 or 7 times each year, but that's fine. I'll let you know up front. So I thought I'd go live about decluttering because in October I am going to be doing a minimalist month of decluttering. I'll put my blog post below which explains a bit more about it and is shows you what I did, I think, the first time I did it. But basically on the first you get rid of one thing, on the second you get rid of 2, all the way through to the 31st when you get rid of 31 things. And in a 31-day month, I think I remember it was 496 things all in total. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm probably posting up on Facebook about that across October. What was really weird was I went to the woods this morning and we've had sort of 20% of our trees felled in our woodland. It was something that my husband got done with advice from the Woodlands Trust. And I've just written a blog post about sort of how that got me thinking about decluttering my life. I do a lot of things, and obviously you've got the one side of it which is getting rid of actual physical stuff that doesn't bring you joy or add to your life, which is what the minimalist month is about. But also got me thinking about the things that I do and the significance of those, and whether I actually need to look at decluttering some of the stuff I do. So I do quite a lot of stuff. I just did an interview for the She Can 365-day campaign that they're doing, and they do 365 words about somebody whose life is quite interesting, blah, blah, blah. And again, that got me thinking about, I do a lot of stuff because I was interviewed by this really lovely chap, and he said, wow, you do quite a lot of stuff, and trying to pack that into something that people would find interesting to read about me and things. He did a fantastic job. I'll put the link for that below as well. But that got me thinking, and then I went to the woods this morning and it was really lovely because we'd been quite worried that maybe it would be too much of a change. But actually I really loved it. I loved walking through. I felt I could breathe more easily. I could see more stuff beginning to grow through the ground. The sun was coming through more. The Woodlands Trust have really thought about what needs to be done to make a woodland a nice place to be and something that can grow properly. It was too cluttered in there. But obviously you always think, oh, do I really want to get rid of that many things, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, it got me thinking, and something I did in my blog post is consider it sort of in relation to the 6 human needs, which I know Tony Robbins talks about. So the need for certainty, the need for variety or uncertainty, which is always an interesting balance to find. You want certainty, but you also need that interesting stuff that happens. The need for significance, and then the need for love and connection, which is another interesting sort of, I think, sometimes when you want to get significance, it might mean that you lose connections and love because you're vying with other people. And then the need for growth and the need for contribution. So what I did in my blog post was actually I mirrored that with me and the woodland, because I just wanted to mull it over in my mind about whether we had done the right thing, which obviously we have, because it was too cluttered in the woodlands. And it has made it much nicer, but it just gets you thinking. So as I said, I'll post that below. But I just think it's an interesting exercise, and what I wanted to share was to actually look at those 6 human needs and actually break it down in your life. So for me, I've got a lot of things I do, like I home educate my children. I've got a paid job in town. I've got my self-employed job that I've just sort of semi-relaunched. Well, I have relaunched, but I did it very quietly on the autumnal equinox. And that's got 2 very distinct strands. I then volunteer at my local community cafe, and I do other bits and pieces. So what I did was try and break down how are those 6 human needs fitting into what I do in my life, and is there anything that I can let go of? And it actually did get me thinking about what do I get from each of those things that I do. So I just thought I would share that if that's something that you're thinking, maybe my life is a bit too cluttered, you can do the minimalist month thing. It works really, really well. just to think, you know, on day one, what one thing can I get rid of? And then by the end of the month, you've actually, you know, got rid of nearly 500 things that you probably don't need and you're not going to notice aren't around anymore. But also looking at what you do in your life and if it's bringing you joy, and does it tap into those 6 human needs, especially the need for growth, which sometimes means you have to put yourself outside of your comfort zone. In fact, it definitely means you have to put yourself out of your comfort zone. And that idea of contribution. Are you giving back to a cause or to people? Are you actually contributing because it's something that we need to feel that we're doing? So I just thought I'd share those 2 things about sort of physically decluttering, but also maybe an emotional or mental decluttering of what you do in your life. So I thought I'd share those. I will post the links below. I'll probably post a link somewhere to Tony Robbins' 6 Human Needs. I'll probably put that in my blog post so that you can see that. But just thought I'd share, and that's all from just going to the woodlands this morning. So there you go. Isn't life funny? Okay, I'll leave it there. If you want to get in touch with me about anything, I'm now doing, as part of my new business launch, I'm doing a spiritual health check. So you can get in touch with me, we can have a bit of a chat or a Zoom call, and I can tell you a bit more about the different things I do as part of my shamanic work and my essential oils work, and see if any of those can help you move yourself along and empower yourself in what you're doing. I'll put the link for that below if you want to do that, and if you want to book a session with me, I've now got a really nice snazzy website where you can book, and everything's sort of automated, just making it easier to do that. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.